Hey guys, welcome to the month of May, and we are week 3 of what to do when you don't know what to do. And Micah is going to be speaking today, and so I'm going to just go ahead and turn it over to the bumper video, and then we'll see Micah.
Wouldn't it be awesome if the right decision was always the clear and obvious decision? But as you probably know, that isn't usually the case. The right decision isn't always obvious. Sometimes the right decision can cost us something. You know that the right decision is being honest with your parents about something that you did. But being honest with them could cost you your free time, it could cost you your phone, or it could cost you something else that you value. You know that the right thing is to walk away from that toxic relationship, but breaking up means that you'll be single and you'll be alone. You know that the right decision is to stay away from drinking, something you shouldn't. But you could lose your popularity and you could lose your status. Doing the right thing can feel complicated. And even when we know what's right, we find it difficult to even do it. With all that in mind, let's look at Joseph. For the past 2 weeks, we've been talking about this guy who was one of the most famous people in the early history, and his story is crazy. And what we're going to look at specifically today can be a game changer for all of us, because it will help us know what to do when we don't know what to do. Last week, we left off with Joseph being sold into slavery, and today we're going to pick up with what happens afterwards. We're told that Joseph was given to work in the house of an officer of Pharaoh. Pharaoh was an extremely powerful man. Whatever he said, whatever he requested, happened. So I can imagine working for him, and even one of his officials was a stressful job. So there was no telling what kind of situation that Joseph was walking into. So we're going to pick up in Genesis 39, verses 2 through 6. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and of all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was on everything that Potiphar had, both in the house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food that he ate. So let's break that down for a moment. God was with Joseph, and his master Potiphar noticed. Because of Joseph's relationship with God and the success that resulted from it, he gained favor from his master. Potiphar trusted Joseph and therefore put Joseph in charge of most everything he owned. Life was going great for both of these guys until something takes a weird turn. Now Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." So this verse communicates two things to me. The first is that Joseph was probably a pretty good-looking dude. And two, his master's wife noticed this. So this is where it gets complicated. Joseph was a servant. His job was literally to obey anything that his master Potiphar requested, but not only Potiphar, also Potiphar's wife. And if he refused her commands, she had all the freedom in the world to punish him. He could lose his job, he could lose his favor, he could even lose his life. But if he did what she asked, it could create a whole nother group of problems. Both options came with their own problems, and Joseph's decision didn't feel easy or clear. So what did Joseph do when he didn't know what to do? Let's continue reading. But he refused. "With me in charge," he told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns, he has entrusted to my care. No one is greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. In other words, out of respect for his master and out of respect for God, Joseph simply did the next right thing. Joseph didn't make a decision based on how things could turn out for him, like losing his job or losing his life. No, Joseph made the decision based on what was right. And in this situation, the right decision was turning down his master's wife. It was a complicated decision. It was certainly a challenging decision, but it was the right thing to do. And it wasn't like this decision didn't cost him anything. The opposite is actually true. Potiphar's wife accuses Joseph of something insanely wrong, and Potiphar believes her, which results in Joseph being thrown in prison. It's not exactly the outcome you'd expect when you make the right decision, but that isn't the reason he made it. He made the right decision because it was right with God, and he trusted God with the outcome. Obviously, the outcome wasn't great, not even close. But there's a word that I want everybody to remember because it can change everything when it comes to deciding what's right. The word is integrity. Integrity means being the kind of person who does what's right regardless of the outcome and regardless of who is around. Sometimes doing the right thing can get you applause, but sometimes it won't. Sometimes doing the right thing will cost you something, but sometimes it won't. Sometimes doing the right thing will make you look good, but sometimes it'll make you look the opposite. We don't get to decide how things will turn out, but we get to decide what kind of person we want to be. And being a person of integrity will lead to a life with less regret, more respect, and a better idea of what to do in every situation. Chances are we'll never find ourselves in the kind of situation that Joseph was in, but we will find ourselves in all kinds of situations where we'll have to decide what to do without knowing how it will play out. It could go better than we thought, or it could go worse. But when we make our decisions with integrity based on what's right, we are living out a life that we can be proud of. So if there's anything that I want you to walk away from remembering this message, it's this. When you don't know what to do, do the next right thing. Because here's the deal. Most of us know the right thing to do in most situations, but fear keeps us from acting how we know we should. More than that, fear keeps us from becoming who we want to be right now. That's why learning to live with integrity, living in a way on the outside that matches what we think and what we believe on the inside, is the most direct route to being who we want to be. That's how we live lives of integrity, knowing the next right thing and then doing it. And doing the next right thing doesn't have to be this adventure that we take by ourselves. You can invite someone into your story. There is strength that shows up when you allow somebody to show up with you. We all need a group of people who help us figure out the right thing in a complicated situation. That's why the conversations that you have with your closest friends and with your small groups are more important than anything that we say from stage, because those conversations that you have are specific to you and they're specific to your situation. So as we wrap this up, think about a situation where you need to do the next right thing. Think about exactly what you need to do, but just know that you don't have to do it by yourself. You can tap into the help of God. You can tap into the help of your friends. You can tap into the help of a leader. When you don't know what to do, do the next right thing. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you so much, Micah, for that. And everyone, just remember, when you don't know what to do, do the next right thing. And so tonight we will be going back live 5:30 for middle school and 6:30 for high school. And we would love to see you guys there. If you've not joined our YouTube channel, we want you to go check it out, subscribe to the channel, get the notifications so you can come back and be with us live. And then also, if you're on Instagram, check out the Southside MSM for middle school and Southside HSM for high school. And we will see you guys later on today.